Alright, here's our fifth test of the year. As you can see, the pattern's increasing by 2 each time. That's why it's a 2x, because multiplying is a fast way of adding the same number over and over and over again. And then it started off with 4. So if you look at figure 2, it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 parts in it. So if I plugged in 2, 2 times 2 is 4 plus 4 is 8, and that's the 8. So my pattern works. And then you just plug in 1,000 for the x, and you get 2004. G of negative 2. G of x is this guy, so I plug negative 2 in for the x here, and then I get negative 8. F of 3. Well, here's f of x, so I just plug in my 3 here and here, and that's what I did, and I do the order of operation. I remember 3 times 3 is 9, not 6. I saw a few 6s out there. Alright, so now I'm just graphing this line by plugging in some points. Plug in 0. 0 times negative 3 is 0. Minus 2, negative 2. 0, negative 2. Plug in 1. 1 times negative 3 is negative 3. Minus 2 is negative 5. 1, negative 5. 2, negative 8. 2, negative 8. Just keep doing it until you get the graph. That one's a line because it's in the form of y equals mx plus b. Okay. This one, we know it's going to be a parabola because you can see the squared there. So if the largest exponent is a squared, you know it's going to be a parabola. So you're looking for it to be some symmetrical U shape. The example I have in there is negative 2. Negative 2 squared is 4. Negative times a negative makes that a plus 6. Minus 6, so that just gives you 4. And I just do it with all these different points. And that's how I got each one of these points. Here's the slope. It's always the number that's next to the x. It's always the number that's next to the x. There's my slopes. The y-intercept is always going to be 0 comma something, 0, 6. 0, negative 4 for this one. So my y-intercept is 0, 6. It's dot here. And then slope is negative 2 over 3 or 2 over negative 3. So I went down 2 over 3, down 2 over 3, down 2. So that's a negative direction, positive direction. Negative divided by a positive is a negative. That's why it's a negative slope. Make sure it's going downhill from left to right. You read from left to right, downhill from left to right. Or I could go up, positive, then back, which is a negative. So positive divided by negative, still negative. Slope is 2, up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1. I can go negative, 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 negative. Either way. Y-intercept, 0, negative 5, goes up 3 over 1. So it's rise over the run. So it's 3 over 1, which is just 3. This one, 4 and 1. So it's going downhill, so it's negative slope. So it's negative 1 over 4, rise over the run, and then plus 0 because there's no y-intercept. It's at 0. Solve the system algebraically. So basically I'm finding the point of intersection, and I'm using algebra right here. Plug them in equal to each other. Add 3x to both sides. Add 10 to both sides, divide by 5, and I got my 3 for the x, plug it in, and I'll get my y. So I plugged it in here, right there. Graph both of them. Y-intercept's negative 10, slope is up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1. Y-intercept 0, 5, down 3 over 1, down 3 over 1, down 3 over 1. And they intersect in the same spot. I solved it algebraically and graphically. Combine like terms. X plus 3x is 4x. Subtract the 2x from each side. That gives me a 2x here because 4x minus 2x is 2x. Add 35 to both sides. That gives me a positive 30. Divide by 2, get 15. This one came out to be no solution because when I added 8 to this side, 8x, and add 8x to this side, the x's canceled out. It left me something that's not true, so that's no solution. If it left me something true, then it'd be all numbers. All right.